Many Americans will take to the road this 4th of July holiday weekend, but how much will they pay in gas prices to do so? I'm Hero Senior Contributor Dan Dicker. Dan, ahead of the 4th of July holiday weekend, we're used to seeing gas prices rise, and we're not seeing that aside from the West Coast this year. So depending on where we live in the U.S., what can we expect from gas prices?
That's exactly right, Brittany. Usually the drivers get a bad string of high gas prices. They're coming up into the 4th of July weekend, and we haven't gotten that this year, like you said, I mean, which is very, very rare. There have been some log jams usually that emerge in the middle of the continent that affect places like Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis. Those haven't emerged. A lot of those refineries that usually have problems going into this part of the season, changing over from winter to summer grade gas, we didn't see them, or they cleared up a lot quicker than most people thought. So the middle part of the nation looks really, really good. The East Coast looks really, really good. The South, of course, and down towards the Gulf Coast, they're going to have the cheapest prices that anybody has ever seen. But the problems will be for those drivers on the West Coast, where really extreme heat have caused some refinery shutdowns and some slowdowns in terms of the amount of product that they can create. So on the West Coast, you're seeing prices a little more closer to $4 a gallon, which seems to be the bugaboo price everybody gets kind of freaky at. But for the rest of the nation, $3.50 is what we're looking at, which is actually pretty good. It's still up from last year, but it's down about 17 cents over the last 2 weeks, and that's unusual for this holiday.
So is there any way that we'll see the higher prices on the West Coast translate to higher prices on the East Coast, the Midwest?
No, I don't think so, because the West Coast is sort of a laboratory all its own. They have different CAF regulations, different exhaust requirements, and therefore they have to blend a different grade of gasoline for the West Coast. So what happens in Vegas kind of stays in Vegas. I mean, I don't want to use that one, but in gasoline prices, at least what you have on the West Coast, there's a separate kind of field of gasoline that they use there, and the problems that they have over there will not translate further east, either into the Midwest or further into the East Coast.
All right, so is there an actionable play on all of this?
Well, no, not really, and I don't want to get too deep in the weeds, but what's been happening as gas prices have been coming down, actually the refining margins have been being crushed in. So in fact, the refiners, who have done pretty badly over the course of the last several weeks, look like they're in for another several weeks of bad stock action. So the refiners is not something I would touch on the basis of, a gas price that's actually weakening here.
All right, so they're in a void for now.
Yep.
All right, thanks so much, Dan Dicker. I'm Brittany Umar for The Street.